Come ahead if you want to be in some good light.
You'll have to give me some space.
There is a lot of space. Come.
I will increase the light.
Oh,
Yes,
very
that's better,
nice.
Go behind it.
What did you say?
If you want to be in light.
Oh, no, we were talking about the space.
Oh. No, now you've tilted it this side.
There's a very interesting story. This would have been 94 or 95.
Right.
And we were shooting for a cricket serial called Cricket with a K.
Okay.
This used to go on Star Plus.
Yeah, cricket with a K.
So
Sidhu Paji.
Yeah, Sidhu Paji and Ajay Jadeja were the captains.
Yes, yes.
And they would have teams. So
Yes. No, it's still on.
I along with two of my friends in Chandigarh, we starred in 3 episodes. We lost in the finals to Baroda.
Tennis ball cricket.
Yes, tennis
Yes,
ball
I
cricket. They would
remember.
also have quiz and they would have this and that.
Yes, yes, yes. I remember.
So this was produced by UTV, and there was a girl who was member of the crew, and she was getting the players to autograph. Ajay Jadeja was there. Harsha Bogle was doing the commentary, and they had the umpires, Pilu reporter. So this girl came up to Navjot Singh Sidhu, handed him the bat, and said, "Shari Paji, please sign on this." And the bat was full of autographs.
Yeah.
And she said, "You'll have to find a space for yourself." And Shari Paji, being Shari Paji, said, "Madam, I've been playing international cricket for more than 10 years. I know how to find spaces."
Oh,
So when
gaps.
you said yes.
Gaps.
No,
I was saying
gaps
light.
as in space, as in a spot also.
No, I was
a
saying
slot.
light. If you want some light, let there be light, and there
There
was
is a
light.
lot of light.
That's a beautiful Adelaide skyline. It's not too high up, not too high buildings, not high towers. It's got low rises, much like
But
Delhi,
we've come here
Chandigarh.
with high hopes.
High hopes.
High hopes.
First, we are here to talk about the game that's coming up tomorrow, the first semi-final. That's New Zealand versus Pakistan.
Oh,
One a finalist from last time around T20 World Cup, one a semi-finalist. New Zealand have been close to winning titles. 2019 World Cup, 2015 final, if you remember, at the MCG here. Then the final at the T20 World Cup.
always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yes.
But there eventually will be one day when they will become the champions.
Is this the year that
Could be.
who's going in as the favorite between New
This
Zealand
game,
and Pakistan?
I would say New Zealand have their noses ahead of Pakistan.
How?
For the simple reason that, yes, all of us say that Pakistan are very dangerous because, you know, they've risen from the ashes and this and that. But this is not the same
1992.
Pakistan. Yes, 1992 in Australia. They were on the verge of being knocked out.
One
and
more
then,
cliche, I'll tell you. You know, you don't know which Pakistan team will wake up on that day. Whenever Pakistan has their backs against the wall, they bounce back, which they do.
that Pakistan team.
No, but
Under
but
that Pakistan
which
captain.
all generations of Pakistan teams were like that.
See,
right?
this Pakistan team is in a rebuilding stage. Yet I feel that this is entirely different from the Pakistani teams that we as kids were used to watching. The 80s, the 90s, even till the Inzamam, even till when
Sure.
Inzamam was the captain.
But what about the Pakistan team from the 2017 Champions Trophy?
They had better batsmen.
But I'm saying that generation change yet
Again,
they
you
would.
never know. Babar, Rizwan, Iftikhar, these guys will become stars if Pakistan were to be
Yes.
the world champions. You never know. I'm not saying that Pakistan do not have a chance. Pakistan are in with a good chance. What I'm saying is maybe if you were to talk to me before the game, it is 51-49 in
That's
favor
too
of.
close. I don't think you mean
Well, I
51,
said the same.
The way you pick New Zealand, I think you think they're
I said
overwhelming
they've
favorites.
got the noses in front.
So
That's
60-40?
it.
No.
I don't know.
Is that what
how
you
would
meant?
you? How can we rationalize any math? 51-49 itself means that.
51, 49,
See, even
very,
before-
very close.
No,
Then
but
you can
even-
later say, see, I told you 51, 49.
No, I told you before the India-Pakistan game also that it was 51-49 in favor of India. Eventually, it turned out to be 51-49 only. The game was won and lost on the last ball of that game. What I'm saying is that I think Pakistan are lucky that they are here. They did themselves a favor by beating South Africa, but South Africa losing to Netherlands opened the semi-final gates for them.
Yeah.
And the only worry, if you're a Pakistani fan, is that in Pakistan, the Pakistani cricket circles, people are already celebrating the fact that Pakistan is in the semi-finals. I don't think they should. They should now say that, okay, semi-final is just a journey. We won the World Cup. And that is how aggression comes into your play. This is how you are in a desperate situation to win. And this is how it becomes a matter of life and death. So if you are saying, oh, well done, we are already into the semi-finals, we've done very well, some of the players may be content in believing that we've already done the impossible.
Well, what about the motivational speed Matthew Hayden gave them? I don't think they'll be happy just making
Yeah,
the
Nikhil,
semi.
Nikhil.
You know how much tankeed will happen in Pakistan if they do
So
not.
that is a fear of failure. That is a fear of failure. In
So
fact,
how can they be satisfied just reaching the semi-final is what I'm saying. They'll know.
no, I'm not saying satisfied. I'm saying that, somebody's got to tell them. Like Imran Khan told his team in 1992, the day in Adelaide they got bowled out for 74.
70, yeah.
In Adelaide, England shot out Pakistan for 74. They had lost all but one game
Yeah.
till that point. And if the rain hadn't come to the rescue, England would have scored those 75 runs. Pakistan would have been out of the World Cup. That very day, Imran Khan called all his teammates to his room. The players were obviously scared.
Yeah.
He said, "मैंने हिसाब लगा लिया है. We are going to be the champions."
Champions. Yeah.
He made them believe. But he knew at that stage that he had a Ramiz Raja, he had an Amir Sohail, he had Wasim Akram, he had Mushtaq, and he had the others. Javed Miandad was there. So my point is that I'm not saying Pakistan in any ways is inferior. I'm saying that New Zealand have played very clinical cricket. We know the kind of cricket that they are going to dish out tomorrow. Can Pakistan better that cricket? They can only if Babar and Rizwan can get big runs.
But I tell you,
One of them can get a big one.
But you know what is really disheartening if you're a Pakistan fan? That Babar Rizwan were their standout performers, that base on which they would build their building. Rizwan hasn't looked like a guy who dominated attacks. Maybe conditions have changed. Maybe the Australian conditions don't suit him. The other thing is Babar, and people are looking at his innings. You can look at it differently. 25 odd he got. Some are saying that this is a sign that he's coming back to form.
Exactly.
But I think if I was a Pakistani fan, I'd be worried because it didn't inspire confidence. He played a few shots, especially a few cross-parted shots, didn't time them, got a few top edges. I'm saying this is a guy who I thought just about a few months ago. I said, okay, fine. There can be a situation where he doesn't get runs like he didn't get in Asia Cup. That happens with any batsman. But I never thought I'll see Babar not timing the ball well, not looking good. For the first time, he's not.
Can
He's
happen.
not
Happened with
looking good.
Virat also for a brief little time. And
Yeah.
see, at times, Nikhil, this also defines your greatness. If you are willing to put runs on the board, even while you're struggling with your timing or with your luck or with the fact that there are a few ugly shots. Yet, if a batsman can put a price on his wicket, that is a sign of greatness. Again, if Babar could have converted that 25 into a 40 or a 45 or a 50, they would have been very happy. Babar would have gone back to the dressing room telling himself, yaar, maine kuch to run banaye. Now the conditions are also changing dramatically. The last 4-5 days have been a dramatic turnaround. It was so cold in Adelaide while we were here the last week, and now that we are back, it has suddenly become very hot, very dry, and these conditions will suit India in Adelaide and Pakistan in Sydney. But don't forget the fact that this New Zealand team, when we talk about New Zealand, Nikhil, we talk about the seamers, Trent Bolt and Saudi.
Yeah.
They have not had an outstanding World Cup. In fact, their bowling strength has been their spinners, Mitchell Santner and Isodi. Now, can Pakistan get the better of those spinners? They are wicket-taking bowlers. So those 8 overs can define the result. Again, can Pakistan attack Tim Saudi and Trent Bolt from the word go? Or would they let Saudi and Bolt dictate terms, get their line and their length correct? Will they allow them the time?
I think the New Zealand seamers, we know both Saudi and Bolt rely on some sort of swing. We know that this batch of Kookaburra is swinging slightly, but I've seen the biggest success formula against the Pakistan team, especially their openers, have been that hard length. which actually suits other bowling sides, but not so much New Zealand. So I think that's the advantage that Pakistan has against this bowling unit, that short of length, the hard length, which has troubled Pakistan. I think it's troubled Pakistan the most compared to any team in this tournament.
So there's another
That
way
New
of
Zealand
looking at it.
can't bowl.
There's another way of looking at it. If the sun has been out in Sydney for a few days,
Yeah.
maybe the wicket could be a bit harder than it had been in the initial games,
Yes.
which could also mean a bit more carry and bounce, which could also mean a bit more pace,
Yes.
which might suit the Pakistani fast bowlers.
Exactly.
But it'll also suit the Kiwis. Lockie Ferguson, for example. The Pakistanis have, in the recent past, not played the short pitch ball all too well. Especially Mohammad Rizwan. They get him entangled and then he commits to that hook shot. And, maybe that's where New Zealand would want to exploit the situation. Babar, again, they would possibly want him to go for the cover drives.
Yeah.
That has been his strength, has also been his weakness in this World Cup. So, a good game. Pakistan would also be aware of how coming into the World Cup they won a tournament, which India has not done for years now. I think the last tournament India won was in 2018, the Asia Cup in Dubai. Ever since, India has not won any tournament because we don't play in tournaments other than the ICC or the Asia Cup. So we've not won any tournament. Pakistan have. Only last month they won in New Zealand. They beat New Zealand, they beat Bangladesh, they beat New Zealand in the finals, and they won the tournament. So they know how to win a tournament. And I think that will give them some way in, trying to
Some sort
set
of-
the game up.
Yeah. The other thing, I don't know, if I was New Zealand, I would look at that is get Michael Bracewell in. He was outstanding in that tri-series.
Oh, yes.
I think he bowled about 9 odd overs and picked up,
But can they
hardly
play with
gave
three
any runs.
spinners?
One thing I was seeing, and now forget me, the Indian team believes in data. And off spinners have done very well against the two openers, Pakistani openers. Generally, I mean, that's a freak sort of a stat. Off spinners done well. Michael Bracewell did very well in that tri-series versus there. And if you believe in matchups, and maybe Kane Williamson is that kind of a captain, if you bring him, I would look to do that. I don't know, maybe because you got both bowlers in Mitchell Santner and Ishtori taking the ball away from a right-hander. Maybe look at a Bracewell. I know it's a gamble, you could look at that. The other thing that's very crucial, again looking at data, is that throughout this tournament, I'm glad that this is not like a tournament that happened in UAE where toss played such a crucial role. But if there's a venue where toss plays a crucial role, it is Sydney. Because in the 6 games that have happened, team batting first have won 5 out of those 6 games.
And Pakistan, traditionally, again, like India,
Yeah.
are happy chasing, not happy batting first.
And the 6th game that the team chasing won was that England game against Sri Lanka, that too by barest of margins. So I think batting first helps
Pakistan
here.
beat South Africa in Sydney while batting first.
That's what I'm saying. Every team batting first is won. The only time a chasing team won was England against Sri Lanka, which also, as I said,
Went
was like
down to the wire.
So, I mean, again, if you were to bat first, we keep talking about 51-49, or I'm sure there are people who look at it
51-49 means
other way around also.
one ball here and there, one catch here and there.
Toss will change that. If you're batting
Toss can. And New Zealand have outstanding fielding to go with their batting and bowling, which is plus 15 on the field, on the park.
Yeah. Before we wind up, we have another 10 minutes or to go. The Indian team today, they were practicing. We've already given those reports on Sports Today about, Rohit's injury, then him recovering, him batting. So today, not a lot of players came, but tomorrow you expect a full strength Indian team or majority of Indian players to come.
I think most of them will, Nikhil, because again, this has been a longish gap.
Yeah.
And again, you're here to win the World Cup. How do you do that? By playing well. How do you play well? By preparing well. And I agree with the fact that you cannot go out and practice every day. But if your game finished on Sunday and Monday is when you traveled and Tuesday is when most of the players took a day off.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow you will see them at the practice. And these are good practice pitches. Normally players avoid practicing while the pitches are not good. These are brilliant pitches to play on. You would also want, the circulation in your legs and for you to come out and again go sit in the ground for 5-10 minutes, get into that zone. It's a smaller ground. In fact, I've covered so many games here at the Adelaide Oval, Nikhil. In fact, I used to come here when this was the older Adelaide Oval. It
Beautiful
was the
it was.
oval rather than a
Beautiful
round ground. And actually, we were not in terms of inches, but in terms of view, we were just trying to measure the side boundaries. They were pretty small,
Yeah.
very small.
So I was surprised. Ben Stokes came in that press conference, which both of us attended, where he said that the square boundaries are bigger, and so we'll have to adjust to the way we play, which I found surprising. But maybe what I think he's referring to is the smaller boundaries now you start getting in subcontinental conditions, or maybe in England that you get. So such small grounds that you play in. Maybe he means that.
If he meant that the Adelaide Oval boundaries are bigger, I don't know what ground we were.
No, I also felt it was quite short. The square, the straight ones are pretty long. They're still long, not as long
CK
as
PlayStation where we play our Sports Suck red and blue games, the boundaries are larger,
large.
they're bigger.
Agreed.
They are bigger. New Zealand again, England again, tough team, boss. It's not going to be easy for India. Like I said, if New Zealand have the advantage over Pakistan, even if it is 51-49, I would say India only have a very, very slight advantage over England.
Okay.
51-49. For the simple reason, England would have been the favorites.
Pick another number every time 51, 52, 48
It's a lucky omen.
or something.
It's a lucky omen.
Achha,
for
I
India.
want to quickly get to what Ben Stokes said. Right? The few things he said, Surya Kumar Yadav, it's outstanding the way he's batting, but we'll try and execute our plans. He spoke out everything. But the interesting bit, David Malan, he said that we don't know about his injury. We saw his fitness test and doesn't seem like David Malan will play. That report is also there on Sports Today. You can check it out. The detailed report of why we think David Malan is not fit enough to play this game. But the point that Ben Stokes talked about is Virat Kohli when he was asked, and he says that Virat Kohli has earned the right to be never written off. What did you make of that
I
statement?
think maybe that is from the opposition point of view. As in, he's too good a player and any opposition.
He was saying that, the question was that people had written him off and look how he's come back. He's risen from
Most
the
of the
ashes.
players
So
do
he
that.
says, why do people question him? He's done this so often that he's now earned the right to be never written off, as in no one should ever say that he's finished. He's earned that right. What did you make of that?
Did we lose that in translation or
No, that's what he
is
said.
that?
I thought
surprised.
I thought that's
Your light is just gone away, baby. You will have to look for an alternative.
I don't know if we lost it in translation. We lost the battery for sure.
How many people are watching us?
We have about 1,700 people watching us
1,700
live.
people watching us live in Adelaide. It's close. Oh, it's past midnight actually. It's past midnight.
Yes.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the work
No,
that
just
Nikhil
quickly
has
answer
done.
that.
What? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I
Now we
really
have
don't
only
know.
5 minutes. We have.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
5 minutes. 5
No,
minutes.
I
is enough
don't
to
know. I
answer.
don't know. Matlab,
Matlab
there's not been a single player, including the great Sachin Tendulkar,
Yes.
who's not fought with bad form. Sachin would have done that multiple times in his
And
24
criticism, not just bad form.
Expectations, basically.
Yeah, criticism comes with it.
Expectations, basically. And
Why should anyone be above criticism? Is what I'm saying. The
Nobody
greatest
is.
Sir Donald Bradman was
he
criticized.
was criticized in Australia.
Yes.
For every small little thing that he did or he didn't.
The great Sachin Tendulkar, the great Sunny Gavaskar.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Now,
can't
again,
think of a-
what is criticism? I think people also need to realize what is criticism. When you criticize a corrupt politician,
Yeah.
that is different form of criticism. When you analyze a player's performance, a sportsman's performance, and say that the performance has been below par, is that criticism? Should that be classified as criticism?
Yes, it is criticism, but it's
So
an
fair enough.
honest, constructive
No.
criticism.
But it is
That's what
criticism from the point of view of sports,
Yes.
not how you judge a corrupt politician or a scamster
No,
or whatever.
can I be honest? Like, why do we criticize a politician? Because we elect him. He's answerable to us as people, right? That's why you
Well, a
criticize him.
scamster may not be answerable to you, yet you
No, not
criticize
scamster.
him.
I'm saying politician.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, same is, let's say, a businessman. he takes public money, right? It's public money, he takes loans, and that's why we criticize him. If he does something to his own house, for example, tomorrow a businessman who is paid for his own house burns his house down, nobody cares.
Yeah.
If he burns your and my and taxpayers' money, we question him. And I say the similar yardstick applies to players, because at the end of the day, they're wearing the India cap. Every player is our player. Yours and mine's. Imanshu is here trying to hold fort with the light. His, everyone. And tomorrow, you and me may have a different view of one player, but if he is critical of one player, he has the right to be, because he's a stakeholder. All of us are stakeholders. We love the sport. We support that
I
sport.
simply do not understand why people tell us as in the fans, not to be critical of any player's performance.
Yeah, X, Y, Z.
No
player in particular.
No, but there's also a different side to it. When they say do not be critical of players, they would mean a certain player.
Yeah.
That very person may criticize a different player.
He'll enjoy the criticism of a different player.
So that's okay.
Which is sad.
See, we live in a country which has got a population of 135 crore people.
Yes.
1.35 billion people.
Yes.
Almost everybody is a cricket freak, because cricket is religion for us. When the team does well, we feel happy. When the team doesn't, unfortunately, we do not feel happy.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the performance of the players, the idols that we create. And I think it's difficult being a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli or a Bumrah.
Or a
at this
Hardik.
stage. Or a Hardik at this
Yeah.
stage.
Agreed.
Yet, again, if we do well, like I said, we celebrate. But tell me one thing, how do we celebrate if we don't do well? Is that even possible?
What? Sorry?
You know, there are people who consider themselves as pseudo-intellect. Sorry, I'm using the word pseudo. They're intellect. So they would always say, oh, don't worry if the team has lost. Don't worry if the player has not done well. Let us celebrate this. How do you celebrate that?
You cannot celebrate, but I'm okay. I'm okay with their right to celebrate. But I'm saying they should not be then sermonizing everyone else.
Nikhil, I'll tell you what is criticism.
You celebrate.
Criticism is when you get personal, when you abuse a player, you nitpick.
Yes.
The day he gets runs, you ignore his performance. The day he doesn't get runs, you start abusing him.
Yeah.
That is unfair. I don't think anybody does that. A. B. The social media, the trolls, people who align themselves with a particular player,
Yeah.
how do they respond?
No, they are the biggest culprit. Anyone who aligns, if you have the best interest of the Indian team in mind, you won't align. And this culture of aligning has only come now. We covered cricket many years ago during the generation of Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, later Yuvraj Singh, Harbhajan Singh. I can't think of a player who loved one player but hated the other. They all loved the Indian team. On that note, we have about 2,500 people watching us, but you know what? We would have loved to have continued, but right now, we've got other work to do.
We've got to go live on AajTak
Yeah.
in exactly 7-8 minutes from
8
now.
minutes from now,
So we've
yeah.
got to prepare the studio. Manshu, our able camera person, is
We'll do
holding
that.
fort. I sincerely hope that the performance of Nikhil has been enjoyed. I hope,
My performance, you were also performing.
I was a क्या कहते हैं यार उसको वो sidey.
Supporting
support
and-
cast. I was just a support
Pran,
cast. Om
Iftikhar.
Prakash. I was Om Prakash.
Iftikhar, Pran.
No, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the work,
enjoyed,
the
that's why
outstanding work
they
that
are-
and commitment that Nikhil has
Oh,
shown.
no commitment. We were late today for practice, so that was what commitment. Okay, completely out of time. Yug Parmar, there you go. Yeah, you've sent so many messages. Take my name, so you've taken his name. For the moment, thank you guys for giving us
Good night, yeah.
company.
Enjoy-
Take care,
enjoy
enjoy.
yourself.
Tomorrow we'll be live again. Don't forget to subscribe to Sports
If you're
Today
in
if you haven't.
Pakistan, cheer for your team.
Yeah,
Oh.
there for the show.
If you're in
Bye
India,
bye.
cheer for your team, for our team.
See you. See, there's one comment I will take.
I'll just take the phone call. Hello.
Okay, bye. See you.